All right, here we go. We are live, folks. Great to see everyone. Welcome to the Tangent Podcast. I'm Vinnie Politan, Al Wunsch, Jonesey with me. Today we're talking about these two. Can you believe we're still talking about these two after all these years? These years. Do you think they'd be a nice couple, these two?
Well, yeah, actually.
I mean, they have some things in common.
Well, I think she's actually
have a lot in common, actually.
Well, wait a minute. Okay.
It's like
wait a minute.
Marriage, right? They've been through something that they understand one another.
She was acquitted of murder. Okay. She was acquitted.
Yes.
Okay. That is a big point, and that's something that can't be overlooked. She was acquitted. I mean, she was found guilty of lying to the police and did misdemeanors, but she was acquitted of her crime.
So what does that mean? What does acquittal mean?
I think that she was not found not guilty.
But I think a lot of people, and I think being acquitted can mean different things under different circumstances, right?
Well,
I think for defendants, right, they claim their innocence.
Yes.
Right. But there are people that, obviously people go, well, it was a technicality, it was this, it was that. But in this case, it was 12 people that said she didn't do it, that they didn't prove the case, that there was problems with the proofs that were put in, and that the defense did a great job with regards to defending her.
Well, I stand by them having a lot in common, even though she was acquitted, because how many people go through being accused of murdering a family member and going to trial for it? I think they'd make a lovely couple.
And they were both notorious. They both were hated. And they both, I mean, this isn't the greatest picture of her, but they're both, attractive young people, should have been enjoying the prime years of their lives.
Well, they were young.
You just hit the nail on the head. But she was very young. Okay. Scott Peterson was not.
Oh, that's her back knee. That's the back knee.
What was she on the roids?
I don't know what was going on with the back knee, but that's
you get that from the steroids.
Is that where you get it?
Yeah.
I don't think she was taking steroids. It was Scott Peterson and what was that?
Amber Fry.
Amber Fry, yeah.
Everybody knows that Jerry the King Lawler's son was on the steroids because of his back knee that would appear on Raw every week on the USA Network, which goes up against
Jerry the King Lawler's son was a wrestler. She's not a wrestler. I mean, let's be realistic. Okay, all right.
When the comments go up, we cover
it coming up too, Vinnie. Her birthday's coming up.
Whose is?
Whatchamacallit? Casey Anthony's birthday, I think, is March 19th.
Ooh, let's have a party.
Yeah.
There
we go. There's all of us now. Anyway, we got a good crowd filing in right now this morning.
Well, that's good. And well, it should be. But let me just tell you that she was acquitted. She has the right to make a life for herself. She has the right to be able to have a career and do what she wants to do. I mean,
so you think she's going to get a deal?
Well, I mean, it's an interesting story. Okay. I don't necessarily think she's going to get a deal because I do think that there is there is a distinct factor.
May I point out that we have not yet said that she's looking for a reality television deal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Casey Anthony. They've put together what do we call it in the business? We call it a sizzle reel.
Ooh.
Sizzle reel.
That's like my bacon this morning.
Yeah, and look, I've covered Jonesy up with the comments.
Yeah, I know. I see that. That's really nice, Jonesy.
If you were going to cover up one of us, I'm the one to cover up.
Okay, wait, let me see if there's a way not to cover you up with the comments. There, we can see your eyes. Is that good?
That's good.
You look like the Invisible Man.
He does look like the Invisible.
Yeah, it does look like the Invisible Man.
That was a great movie, by the way. People think of it as probably a B movie, but it was really good.
Which one?
The original.
Evan Costello.
But who did the original Invisible Man? I didn't. I saw a remake with someone.
Was that Claude Rains?
Yeah, Claude Rains. Yes,
that was the original. Yeah. But,
Nancy doesn't want to hear anything about either one of these two, and I get it, and I feel bad, but they're in the news, so I have to report the news.
Well, I mean, look, she was acquitted. I mean, I don't care if someone tells me that there was enough evidence to find her guilty. A jury of 12 said no. Okay, it's simple as that. All right, and if that's her situation, she's entitled to make a living. She's getting a second chance. Isn't that what we're supposed to look for as people who go to jail and come out rehabilitated?
I would agree with that, Al, but I have a problem, and this is society. Martin Scorsese nailed it in Taxi and also in King of Comedy. I have a problem with people in situations where, she's accused of this horrific crime, and then you come out on the other end as a celebrity, as a television star. People like Vinnie and yourself have worked their entire lives to work in broadcasting, and somebody comes along and is accused of committing a crime, or in many cases commits a crime, and becomes like a star. I hate that. I mean, it's a reality, but I hate it.
So I just want to clarify for Blue what the news is on Casey Anthony, a reality show. They're shopping around a reality show. You remember she did that Peacock special, which I tore apart online. You gotta watch my video that I posted online after I saw it. Steam was coming out of my ears. More of the lies, but this reality show is being shopped, and I'm wondering, what effect does time have on this? Right? Because it's been 15 years, and that fevered pitch for the most hated woman in America, do you think it's died down, or do you think it stirs it up?
Look, let me tell you something. You're seeing now we have an election coming up, right? They're talking about the January 6th,
why are you turning into politics? What are you doing?
That went on in Washington 4 years ago, and people are having trouble remembering those for 4 years. So take her case and go back much further. Okay, people don't remember this stuff. I mean, look, she's going to come across as being an attractive young woman. She's like 39 years of age. Okay, and
that's young now. That's young now for us.
I said attractive young woman at the age of 39. I didn't say attractive old lady. Okay, she's a young woman.
Yeah, that's 39 is young. 50 is young. Come on.
She did her time. She did her time in jail, and she's out. Okay, and honestly, she got hit with a very harsh sentence for someone lying to the police.
It was time served. It's not like they could take back time served.
Right. But she ended up serving time for the fraud. So she was convicted of the fraud. What she did was she was stealing from everyone. She stole from her grandfather's account in the nursing home that he was in. She took money from her grandfather. She borrowed her friend's car. Her friend left her checkbook in the car. She starts writing checks. All caught on video. That's what she got convicted of. That's what she ended up doing the time for.
Right, but nonetheless, ordinarily that would not have been something she would have been doing time for. It was a first offense. I mean, the presumptions against incarceration and the amounts of money were not huge. So, I mean, she ordinarily would have done no jail time. She would have gone straight to probation. So, I mean, like, let's call it like it is. They sentenced her, okay, the way that, they used the prior crime that she was acquitted of to shoehorn a sentence. But, she's out and she's entitled to a second chance. She's entitled to make a living for herself.
Here's the bottom line. She's entitled to it.
Do we want her to be a ward of the state? Do we want to be the ones that have to pay for all her stuff? Or do you want her to make a living so that she can pay for her stuff?
She's certainly entitled to it, but is she worthy? Would people watch after the initial?
That's not our problem. That's not our problem. That's not our problem. If people watch, they watch. If they don't, they don't.
I don't think any network's going to have the audacity to put it on.
Well,
I mean,
none of it's our
the
problem.
world is now. She should just do a podcast for
No,
herself.
look, her first. I got some information here. Her first guest is going to be O.J. Simpson. So I mean, how wrong could that be?
OJ's sick right now.
I know.
He's got it. He's got it. Okay, so Jonesy, I found a comment so big, Doris is going to cover you. There you go. Look at that.
There you go.
So she's talking about Scott Peterson.
We haven't got up to him yet.
Scott Peterson, the headline has another court date. This guy is exhausted like every possibility, but now his case has been picked up by this organization known as the LA Innocence Project.
That's right.
Like, by the time they finish with Scott Peterson, they're going to have to change the name of the organization. I mean, it's absurd.
Not so Innocence Project.
Yeah. Doris, no, Scott Peterson is guilty. He was so sneaky running around with Amber Fry and just wanting to be single. No wife, no baby. He killed both. Casey Anthony should be in prison for life. No, they should never connect because they'll probably kill innocent people together. If you take life, you give them the same sentence they gave their victim. Well, Doris brings up the thing. What if they did? Let's say Scott Peterson wins with the LA Innocence Project. Do you think they would be do you think that together they could do something? What would that be like, these two? Like, because they're both conniving liars. What would that relationship really be like? You know? Could they trust each other?
Ben, we're getting a little far afield on this.
Yeah, we're getting.
You mean we're getting off on a tangent? Is that what you're saying now? Sorry.
No, but I mean, there's a tangent, and then there's like a retangent. Okay. Now the situation with regards to him. All right, the Innocence Project is looking into stuff that was happening around his residence at the time of the incident that his attorneys didn't bring up, or that was information that had not been provided to them at the time of trial. And everyone should know that when you are involved in a case, the state, okay, has to provide you everything that they have, good,
Yes.
bad, and indifferent. Okay, so if
Yes.
stuff that's bad for you, there's stuff that could be good for you. Apparently, there had been some break-ins and some incidents that had occurred in
But
the
they
area.
knew that. They knew that. I knew. If I knew that back then, how on earth did the defense not know that? Of
There was
course.
more information coming out about it that had been, well, they're alleging had been withheld. I'm not sure. Okay. I don't think there's enough to overcome the verdict in the case. But you know what? This is how the Innocence Project gets money. They take cases, they don't want the case of the puppy stained carpet. Okay. They want the case that is going to make news. They want the case that's going to be covered by us at Court TV and things along those lines. And that Scott Peterson's case is going to make ripples. It's going to make
First of all, the Innocence Project doesn't make money.
No, they get contributions.
They get contributions. So
yeah,
they get contributions.
Now, here's what intrigues me about this is it's the Innocence Project. They have a great reputation. Vinnie, you've had guys on your show who have served 40 years who were innocent. So it's the Innocent Project. Now, if it's technicalities in the court case, that's something like ACLU or something like that. Like,
and all that's been exhausted.
But the Innocence Project, they must. I feel like they must truly believe there is innocence there, or why would they put their reputation on the line of somebody that is so?
They don't have to believe in innocence; they have to believe in reasonable doubt.
Oh, the back knee is back. Oh, the back.
She's on the roids, allegedly.
So Delaney is asking, "Is this guy for real?" And I'm not sure if Delaney's talking about Scott Peterson or Al Wunsch. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know which one.
It's probably talking about me.
I just don't know.
Well, I've never been convicted either, so I'm in the same light as.
I bet he doesn't like my hat.
But I mean, the situation with regards to the Innocence Project is that they are also looking for stuff that comes into play that are quote unquote technicalities, no different than the ACLU. They're basically the same, a different name, but the same product.
Yeah.
And look, you know what?
My take. You ready for my take? Ready for my take on this? It's the Innocence Project. And like Jonesey said, right? Everyone's got to listen to Jones. Like Jonesey said, like you have this evidence that like, oh, this person absolutely didn't do it. This proves not that they're not guilty, but that they're innocent. And it really is showing that someone else did it. And this was all started with DNA, right? DNA.
Yeah,
and when
it was
DNA
Barry Scheck and Neufeld trying to do good, trying to do good after they were pariahs because of their defense of O.J. Simpson.
But using like the new technology we had, all these old cases where people were convicted on eyewitness testimony and other things, and there was DNA, they get it tested. They test the DNA that clearly is connected to the killer, and then they find that it's not connected to the person who is in prison. They didn't do it. They are actually factually innocent. What I am hearing from the LA Innocence Project regarding this guy, Scott Peterson, are like these not guilty arguments. Like, oh, it could have been someone here. It could have been someone there. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Like, here's their theory. You ready for their theory when you break it down what they're alleging? They're alleging that there was a burglary taking place in the neighborhood. Lacey takes the dog for a walk, sees the people, so they abduct her. Then they hold her for however long they hold her, and then they decide that, oh, we're not just burglars, we're now kidnappers, and we're double murderers, and then what we're going to do is we are going to dump her body 2.5 hours away in San Francisco Bay, and then just coincidentally, Scott Peterson's alibi for the double murder is I couldn't have done it because I was 2.5 hours away in San Francisco Bay fishing for I don't know what kind of fish in my little dinghy boat on Christmas Eve while my 9-month pregnant wife is at home alone, barefoot in the kitchen. Like, does that make any sense that someone breaks into a house and then you're going to kill the eyewitness who is pregnant, and then I don't know how long you hold the body for, but then you dump it in San Francisco Bay, and then coincidentally, that just happens to be the alibi of the killer who never expected the body to be found. Does that make sense?
It doesn't look good. I'll tell you that much. But I stand by being intrigued that the Innocence Project would stand behind this guy.
I think it's
Do you like him better as a blonde or a brunette?
Who, Scott Peterson?
Yeah. Doesn't he dye his hair at some point?
No. Well, this is when he was fleeing, right? The evidence was building up, the momentum was building, and there he is. He alleges that he dove into a pool and it was the chlorine.
That happens.
Yeah. I told John Oliva that when he asked me why I was blonde suddenly in the break room at Court TV. I was using Sun-In.
Sun-In, yes. Remember the Sun-In? I remember the Sun-In.
Of course.
There we go. Colleen agrees with you, Jonesy. It's the Innocence Project, not the Technicality Project. Like all the technicalities, those are dealt with in all the appeals that he's filed through the years, this guy. Like how many bites of the apple should someone actually get?
Well, I don't know, but someone that I have a lot of confidence in, someone that I believe in, and someone who is one of the founders of our country once said it is better 100 guilty persons should escape than one innocent person should suffer. That man was Ben Franklin. Okay. So we're going to say we don't like Ben Franklin.
Wait.
That's not the Soviet Union then, Vin. Okay. Ben Franklin.
Yeah, go back to Russia.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Go back up from Russia with love, Vin.
Well,
okay.
What you said was one innocent person. Okay, innocent, but that does not have anything to do with Scott Peterson.
We got a hello from Vinnie gets a hello from South Africa. Oh, very
suspend your beliefs for a moment. What is the better news story? That he remains in prison and that he is the Innocence Project is proven wrong, or we were all wrong. We were all wrong, and something crazy happened behind the scenes. That's the intriguing story.
Intriguing story, but like a fairy tale.
Oh, I like fairy
Like,
tales.
Well,
Like,
hey, look,
it's a
you know
great
what?
fiction novel.
We have covered stories about the fact that the two men of the three that were convicted for killing Malcolm X were exonerated, okay, after serving decades in prison. Okay, we see this every day.
Did they have backing?
The Central Park muggers and the Wilding incident that Tim Sullivan wrote the book about.
Another, complete injustice.
I think they're talking about you, Al. We've got Mary saying, "This dude, oh my."
The dude looks like a lady.
And then we've got True After Dark saying, "Who is this Yahoo, Vinny?" So, Al, why don't you give folks your background? Well, first of all, I'll give our background, and it's in the scroll. The three of us were part of Court TV Morning Radio, which was on Sirius XM Radio back in the day. Back in, what was it, in the early 2000s there, Jonesy?
Yeah, I'd say.
Yep.
And Al is a friend of ours. He's a great lawyer. Should I do? You want to do his resume, or do you, or Jonesy? Do you want to do his resume? So he doesn't blush.
I can give it a shot. Not only is he an extremely talented and knowledgeable attorney, but he's an historian. He is a broadcast star. You've heard him on Court TV Radio. He was on a fabulous New York City based overnight program, the Joey Reynolds Show. He had his own program. That's how he met Vinnie, I believe. They met in the Bergen County court system. And then Vinnie was on Al's show, and now it's role reversal. He appears on Court TV each and every Monday night with Vinnie at 9 p.m. Eastern.
And he's a comedian and child actor.
He's a comedian, punk rocker, comedian. He does it all. And he also has fabulous ties to old Hollywood.
Yes, old Hollywood. His family was in the pictures. They were in the pictures back in the.
Right.
Listen, Chris said Ben Franklin didn't need the Innocence Project.
Well, I was advocating for him. Of course not. And none of my people are guilty ever. So
Al's got fans too. Heather likes you, Al. Don't worry.
Thank you. And Colleen is very, very nice too. Thank you, Colleen Kavanaugh.
Jonesy, I want you to know that we're big in the Netherlands. According to Bianca.
Very nice.
Well, there we go. But look, the bottom line is this. All right. I think that anyone who has done their time and comes out of prison, okay, should be, able to make a living.
Absolutely.
and not become, basically wards of the state and have me and the fine people who are watching us paying out of our tax dollars to give them a place to live, give them food, and give them everything else. Let her make her living. If she can make it, fine. The fact that she came into her celebrity the way she did, I agree with you that it is distasteful that that's what's happened in this world. But it happens. It's been happening ever since reality television has come onto the screen. So, people watch it. People watch the Jersey Shore. People watch the.
They weren't criminals, though. They're not criminals.
Well, they've had. Oh, that's not true. What about what's his name?
Well, they weren't criminals at the
one guy
time.
went away for tax evasion.
They didn't get the show
They weren't
before
criminals at the time.
They became criminals
He's
afterwards.
back on the show. He's back on the show now, Vin. They brought him back.
We covered Snooki on Court TV when she had her little thing down at the Jersey Shore. Hey, by the way, guys, can we just say hello to Kelly? She finally made a live show.
Hey,
Hi,
Kelly.
Hey, Cal.
There you go.
But look, the situation is that we have allowed this to happen. We have allowed these people, okay, that have done these things to get a form of celebrity, and we watch because of that. So, whose fault is that? It's society's. It's not their fault.
It goes
Give
back
the
before
people they want.
before reality programming. The Mayflower Madam ended up getting a talk show. If you remember the Mayflower Madam, she had ties to
her attorney was my Civ Pro teacher at Seton Hall Law School.
Well, she ended up with a talk radio program. Basically, you're accused of or found guilty, I think, of prostituting people, and you get a talk show out of it. What am I doing wrong?
That's what?
Well, maybe you should prostitute out Al. He's got a lot of fans here.
The problem, Jonesy, is that I've had you acquitted too many times.
Yes.
Okay. So next time I'll screw up and I'll get you convicted, and then you'll get your national talk show.
I think I'd rather you get me acquitted.
Denise from across the pond. Denise from across the pond. Cheers this morning. Denise. And it's you know what's interesting this time of day. I think we'll get more viewers than normally across the pond because of the time difference. Right?
6 hours.
I guess folks are getting home from work.
Just after 2 o'clock there or something, right?
Look at that. Look at this. Tavis loves OJ.
Nice.
That's
obviously must be a Buffalo Bills fan, because they're the only ones that seem to speak of OJ quite well. That and Naked Gun fans.
Naked Gun fans. Yeah, he was excellent in Naked Gun. Naked
Gun fans and Buffalo Bill fans seem to have had a bit of a memory loss with regards to OJ. But
all right, folks. Hey, I just want to remind folks, smash that like button, share, follow. Right now we've got close to 1,000. I just want to hit 1,000 live viewers. I want to hit 1,000. We're up to like 967 right now. So I want to hit 1,000. So if you can, on the count of 3, ready? 1, 2, 3, hit the like. If you're on Facebook, let's hit the share on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's hit it. Bingo.
She looks really cute. She looks really cute in this picture.
Oh, yeah. No, she looks very, very cute in that picture. But she's an attractive woman. Look, I mean, she's a pretty young woman. But, I mean, look, she was acquitted, folks, okay? Like it, don't like it. There's nothing you can do about it. She was acquitted.
Okay. Janet has just struck a nerve. Like it or not, the evidence wasn't there to convict her. Personally, I think
Janet.
Let's review. Can we review? And don't take this personally, Janet. Okay. So a mother has a child, and the child dies, and the mother says nothing. The mother, on the night the child dies, goes to Blockbuster to rent a video. The mother's trunk. 12 people describe the smell of a dead body in the trunk. 12 people. 12 people. Okay. What we didn't have back then, which would have been very helpful, is being able to track her movements through cell phone data. But it just wasn't there for this one.
Do we know what movie she rented?
I do. She was with DJ Anthony. I can't remember the name of it, but there was no connection. It was very random. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I'm sure someone will post it in the comments, the movie that they rented. But
wasn't Problem Child?
Yeah. So there was a search. There was a search that she did, but it was on the Firefox search engine, which only she used. See, her mother came to her rescue at the trial, trying to take credit for certain searches involving chloroform. And, her mother knew it was a death penalty case, didn't want her daughter on death row. And she said whatever she said on the stand. This is the most important thing, okay? At the trial, they pointed the finger directly at George Anthony and said they knew all along what had happened. If you followed this case, what the defense team did was a fishing expedition of who were they going to point the finger at. They began with her boyfriend, DJ Anthony. They went after her ex-fiance, Jesse Grund. Then they investigated Roy Kronk, the meter reader who found the body while he was taking a leak in the woods. Okay? So why on earth, if you know all along what actually happened, why would you waste one moment, 1 second, one scintilla of effort investigating the meter reader, the ex-fiance, and the boyfriend if you knew all along the truth, which was that George Anthony was the one who was responsible, the father? It's because it was all farcical. It was all made up. It was the classic, what are we going to come up with? What are we going to come up with? The defense has to come up with something. It has nothing to do with the truth. Nothing to do with the truth. That's how I know. What's that?
What's a farcical?
Farcical. That was the word used by Al Michaels when he got a prank phone call during. I think it was it during the OJ? I'm trying to remember what it was, but I think it was one of Howard Stern's listeners.
It was during the OJ. It was the chase of the
chase. And he said this is a farcical phone call because it took him a while to figure out that it was.
Because he was covering the basketball game.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering how he fit into the whole OJ thing, but it was the news broke with the Bronco during the network game.
Yeah, exactly. And this is great. And Carrie makes a great point. Like Tennessee versus Howington, a case that's currently on court TV, the defendant came up with 3 different stories. You don't need to come up with stories when you know the truth. Like, why would, if she knew all along what had actually happened and you are arrested and charged with capital murder and facing the death penalty, why wouldn't you tell investigators what really happened? Why would you make up a story? Why would you continue to lie? Oh, I forgot one other story. Zanny the nanny. Zanny the nanny was like, why? Look at this. We are way over 1,000, by the way. We're at 1,131. So thank you to everyone for hitting the like button and sharing, etc. It just grinds my gears, Jonesy. It grinds my gears because there were so many things that happened, and I don't want to retry the case right now.
But the bottom line, as Al said, is we believe in the judicial system, right?
Yeah.
I believe in it. I think it's the right system. And,
no doubt.
As Ben Franklin said, he'd rather see 200 guilty men walk free than one innocent man be convicted.
Now, did Ben Franklin get struck by electricity when he was flying the kite? Is that true?
The key did. The key.
So what actually happened there? You're the historian, Al. I wasn't there. You were there.
I wasn't there, Ben. Okay. But I mean, that's what he was able. That's why he invented the lightning rod. The lightning rod, which saved a lot of houses because there was always a lot of fires as a result of lightning strikes.
So how did he purposely do it, or was he like recreationally flying a kite? Like how
he purposely did it. It was an experiment. Okay. Famous. I mean, he invented the potbelly stove. I mean, the man had a ton of patents.
Who's more impressive? Okay, who's more impressive? Ben, and this is not for like being a founding father, but for like adding great things to our society.
Ben Franklin versus Scott Peterson. Is that what we're looking for?
No. Tommy Edison from West Orange,
from New Jersey, right?
Jersey boy.
But wait a minute, Ben Franklin's son was the governor of New Jersey.
I thought you were going to say he was your babysitter. I'm sorry.
No, he was not my babysitter. Okay, he was the royal governor of New Jersey, who was thrown out of his mansion, okay, by the colonists, okay, and Ben Franklin was asked and had to be whisked to England. And Ben Franklin was asked, and he said, well, he got what he deserved. That's another quote that people don't really remember, but that's what happened. His son was basically thrown out of office and sent back to England.
Wow.
But who is more famous? Well, I mean, Thomas Edison obviously has a number of incredible inventions, but he was not a statesman. And that's where Franklin goes a little bit further because Franklin was the one who brought France into the Revolutionary War.
Let me do this.
Had France not been in, okay, we would never have been able to defeat England because
Edison is the one who brought music into my living room.
But if Franklin doesn't invent electricity, then Edison doesn't get the light bulb.
He does. He didn't invent electricity. He looked at a way to try to. He looked at a way to try to protect people from electricity.
All right, question, Dara. I mean, Al, I think Dara thinks you're a made man because she just gave you a mob name.
No, really? What's
Big
my
Al?
name?
Big Al.
Yeah. Well. Came from a mob town, but I'm German, so we weren't allowed to be made men.
That's right. You couldn't be a made man. You
No.
couldn't.
Nope. I mean, just like De Niro. Well, which, by the way, I brought up the movie Problem Child before. Okay, and just joking about the fact that maybe that was the movie she rented. However, okay, just a little side bit. If you ever see the remake of Cape Fear, and De Niro is in the movie theater, like laughing like a lunatic.
Yes, great scene.
He's watching Problem Child.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, if you've ever seen that movie, there's no reason to be laughing like that at all. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie, but I mean, certainly he's laughing hysterically and he's watching Problem Child. That's a little trivia for you all people out there. Okay.
What would Vinny's mafia name be?
Vinny?
I want to go with Vinny the Gavel.
Vinny the Gavel.
Well, my actual nickname in high school, right? I was known as Vinny. Hitman.
Hitman. Oh,
Hitman.
yes.
Actual and
because you were a DJ.
It came about because one day pulling up to middle school or junior high school, 9th grade, my dad had the black Eldorado, and he pulls up, drops me off. I get out of the car wearing my leather jacket, and my friend Scotty Adebato looks at me and goes, "Hitman!" And it stuck. It's stuck. Pretty funny.
Nice. Very nice.
And good morning to Gail this morning.
Good morning, Gail.
Hey, Gail. Yo. All right. So, bottom line, going back on my pedigree, okay, I was in a punk rock band in the 70s, a seminal punk rock band. All right. And so I will confess.
Do we have pictures of this punk rock band? Like,
we actually have you come to my office, you can see my careers up on you can't find a diploma that said I graduated from law school.
I want to see video of the stand-up routine.
I've got pictures of me from Rascals hanging up on the wall.
Yeah.
Vinnie,
so we need to get those pictures so I can put them on the show. By the way, George Anthony is still alive.
Vinny, did you know that Al used to get on the subway as a one-man band with cymbals strapped to his knees and go busking?
That's not accurate, folks. Please. Okay. That's not true.
Oh, we've got a historical question.
Band, didn't you?
Boho Hobo says Ben Franklin was a perv.
Now, Ben Franklin just was able to woo a lot of women. That doesn't make him a perv. That makes him, he
was the ladies' man with that hairdo.
Oh my God, you kidding me? He had
a mullet. He had like the original mullet, didn't he?
Absolute charmer, and the women fell for him.
Ladies love Ben Franklin.
That's exactly right. They did.
Oh my goodness gracious, that's insanity.
It's not insanity. He was a very charming individual. I mean, and witty, okay, and rich. All right, so he had everything going for him.
I've got to answer a question from Lola Gucci. Lola Gucci.
Hey, Lola Gucci. Yeah.
Scott Peterson has a court date. He'll appear via Zoom, and the LA Innocence Project is representing him, and it's all about the neighborhood burglaries. And they say it's brand new evidence of innocence. What I say is they're making arguments that Garagos could have made, but he knew they were ridiculous arguments, that she was abducted and murdered by burglars who then planted her body in San Francisco Bay, which coincidentally ended up being Scott Peterson's alibi. He said, I don't know what happened to Lacey. I went fishing in San Francisco Bay. And then months later, Lacey and Connor's body wash up in San Francisco Bay. And that, to me, that was the key evidence. He put himself at the scene of the crime.
Yep, that is a tough one to beat. And as I said, and he was found guilty, and rightly so.
Thin Mint 501. Good morning, y'all. Do you like the Thin Mints, Jonesy?
Oh, I love Thin Mints. Yes.
Why does that make you laugh, Al?
I don't know. I just like him because, I like the Thin Mints.
What's not to love about Thin Mints?
Look, I gave up chocolate for Lent. Okay, so I'm not allowed to have a Thin Mint at this stage.
Now, does that include white chocolate? Because is white chocolate actually chocolate?
Well, that's a very interesting. Well, there we go. We have another topic for tangent. Is white chocolate actually chocolate?
Because I feel like I've done this test. I've like had white chocolate. I close my eyes just so I can, accentuate my sense of taste. And I eat white chocolate. Tastes nothing like chocolate. Tastes nothing like it. I don't know why they call it chocolate. Why do they call white chocolate chocolate? Who are these people?
Well, that's just like, why do we, park on driveways and drive on parkways?
Al, did you watch the Ken Burns series on Ben Franklin on PBS?
Yes, of course I did.
And Patty Franklin is asking, and I'm wondering if Patty is related to Ben. Is it possible?
Okay.
Or do you think it's a common name?
Right. Well, there is
a common name, but I think it's possible.
There's also
I don't know. I'm looking at this picture of Patty, and it just looks electric. So maybe they are related.
There you go. Well,
I got my name, Vinnie 2 times.
Vinnie 2 times.
Ooh.
Push the like button. Push the like button.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get the papers. Get the papers.
Yeah, get the papers. Get the papers.
Lorenzo's all over me. Franklin invented electricity. Yeah, that's the guy I want to represent me.
I didn't say he invented.
No, you didn't say it. You didn't say it. You said. I said it. I said it. I said it. I'll tell. What is in the cartoon? What is it? The Bugs Bunny cartoon where he goes, "I've discovered electricity. I've discovered which cartoon was that, Jonesy?
I don't recall that one.
Oh, there's one. He's flying the kite, and then and he goes, "I've discovered electricity. I've discovered electricity."
Sounds like something.
My view of Venus.
Maureen, thank you, from Boston. I love Boston. I mean, I haven't spent enough. I've only been there like 3 times. And every time I've been there, I'm like, I got to get to Boston more. That North End, I love it because the Italian Americans up there, they take being Italian Americans seriously. Not as seriously as those from South Philly. I mean, that is like the most serious of all Italian Americans in our nation. Like, they are like ultra Italian Americans. But I love. You guys like Boston? Jones, you been to Boston? You've been there.
I passed through. I haven't really spent much time in Boston.
I actually went for a month and a half to school up in Boston in high school because Don Bosco had had 2 schools. There was a Don Bosco Tech up there, and there was Dominic Savio up there. And so I was an exchange student up there in Southie, okay, living in a dormitory on Tremont Street in the red light district.
Oh, nice.
Nice. I love The Departed. One of my favorite movies, The Departed.
Great film.
Yeah. Great film. Hey, by the way, what do you think of this as a mob name? Pretty Boy Blue Eyes. Huh?
I like that. I like that much better than Vinnie.
Yeah, that'll guarantee you'll be killed in 2 weeks.
Well,
okay.
Wasn't that the mob name of the actor?
Mickey Blue Eyes.
Yeah, Mickey Blue Eyes. Who was that actor?
That was the British guy that ended up throwing Elizabeth Hurley to the rock.
Yes, my friend is the one who fathered Elizabeth Hurley's child. My friend from college. Yeah. Mr. Bing, Steve Bing.
Let me tell you something.
He's passed away.
Quite well. She is an attractive woman.
All right, True After Dark. Punk was around in the 70s.
Oh my God! You got to be. Punk started in the 70s, and it was dead by 85. For God's sake.
And anybody who purports to be a punk these days should step out sometime with Al and I.
This is interesting, and I think Shelley B is correct. The LA Innocence Project is not connected to the actual Innocence Project.
Oh, really?
I think they're like their own little deal. So I don't think it's connected to Barry and all the people associated with that one.
So it's like Girl Scouts and brownies. Is that how that works?
Yeah. See, LA Innocence, not regular innocence. Janet's on top of it. Thank you so much.
I've been to LA, and I know there's no innocence there.
All right. Oh no. And who should I get rid of, Ann? Who are we voting off? Al or Joe?
How dare you, Ann? How dare you?
What makes you think they're not talking about me?
No, they're definitely not talking about you, because who could say that about you? You're a wonderful individual.
I'm the wild card. I'm the oddball. I'm the one that doesn't fit in.
Oh, Blue. Oh my goodness, Blue. No, we're not gonna, we can't talk about that one out loud.
What did they say? What did they say?
Oh no. I put it up there for a second. It was okay. White chocolate is not chocolate. We have a verdict. It's not
Blue
chocolate.
Petunia.
Why do they call it chocolate? It's such a so I think you can have it during Lent here, Al.
I can have white chocolate?
Yeah.
Well, actually, for those of you scoring at home, okay, Lent is 40 days. It doesn't include Sunday. So if you say you're not going to have chocolate, you can have chocolate on Sunday, and that's not violating Lent.
What?
You know what I find odd about that is Sunday is the big church day, yet that's the day you're allowed to like break code.
Because Sundays are not counted in the 40 days of Lent.
Wow.
For those of you scoring at home, once again, the lawyer finding the loophole. Finding the loophole of Lent. Sunday.
Oh, look at this.
Get yourself a Shabbos boy. The
question is there anything that Blue Petunias doesn't know? Is there anything that Blue Petunias doesn't know? Is there anything that she doesn't know? It's mostly processed sugar and vanilla.
Oh.
So white chocolate is actually vanilla. Like, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
You know, even if it was good, psychologically, I couldn't get past the idea of it being white. You know, there's just something about that. Like chocolate should be a rich, dark brown, or perhaps even a black.
Okay, Jeep Sahara has taken us. There must be a separate conversation taking place in the comments because she says the dad even victimized a Menudo band member.
That's the wrong case.
That's a different case. That's the Menendez.
There's always little side. Oh, the backney is back. Ugh.
As a former member of Menudo, I can say that's a different case.
Stop. So, and we're talking about
the Menendez case.
The Menendez brothers.
Menendez.
The father, one of the victims, came out and said he was assaulted by Mr. Menendez.
The father who Al met.
You met him, right? Because he's a record exec.
Yes, I did. I met him at it was an album party for Duran Duran.
How old were you, Al, when you met Mr.
I don't remember. I've got pictures though.
You were a teenager. You were probably a teenager.
I was probably 18 or 19, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a bar, so I had to have been. It was in the city.
It was in the city. The drinking age in New York back then was 18.
Well, but also I had been performing at CBGB's at 13. So
yeah, there were also bars in New York City that you could be like 14 and drink.
I have the pictures with Duran Duran. So I mean, yeah, that's the situation there. Please tell me now, but I can't tell you the exact date of it.
So Lindsay, I am not sure if someone is going to air the reality show. She's got a production company behind her. They've got a sizzle reel and they're shopping it. Here's the thing. The world we live in now, there are so many television networks.
Wait a minute. The girl mama saying, I believe OJ is innocent. I have never said OJ is innocent. Okay. And OJ actually was convicted of something and then went away for a while. I have never said OJ is innocent, and I would never say that.
There are people that believe OJ is innocent.
That's a very valid point.
Where are they?
It's always been that way.
But he's also a convicted felon. There's a difference. Okay, he is convicted.
Convicted for different crimes.
Right,
but nonetheless, he is still a convicted felon.
It was the Vegas caper. The Vegas caper, but he was also found not criminally, but civilly liable for the death of
that always bothered me, the civil versus criminal thing. Like you're found not guilty in a criminal court, and then bang, suddenly
it's burden of proof, Jonesy. It's about the burden of proof. There's two different burdens of proof. There's beyond a reasonable doubt, and in civil,
preponderance of the evidence,
right? And they actually and there's different rules of evidence as well, and because the person being sued can be compelled to testify, right? They can call you I sue you, Jonesy. I can call you to the stand.
You sue me, I sue you. Hey, Al.
Yeah, you sue me, I sue you. I'll sue you.
Him.
Well, you see that, like, Robert Blake ended up, being acquitted, but then got hit for a large civil verdict against him. Same thing with OJ. And you see that a lot.
Oh, you see it a lot. Yes, absolutely. But it always kind of bothered me. You're found not guilty in a court, and then this whole civil thing is a different beast.
So what you're saying there, if I may, is that you believe that that's stare decisis, so that the decision that happened in that court should then transcend to the civil court, and that you should not be able to have to go after them two, 3 times to get money if they've been acquitted in the harder of the 2 courts.
I'm not.
That what you're saying?
Is my giggle hysterical? Is my giggle hysterical? Wildfire says listening to Vinny's giggle is hysterical.
Well, she didn't say she didn't say your giggle is hysterical. She said listening to it is hysterical.
Okay, gotcha. Because I generally don't giggle on the air that much.
I don't ever remember you giggling. I mean, I have made you laugh a couple of times on the air.
Oh, I've got another name, Silver Fox Vinny.
Silver Fox Vinny.
Silver Fox. Listen, guys, we got to rub them out. See, Silver Fox is here.
Now look here, I don't think the boys can take care of this for you.
Yeah. Nobody messes with the frog. See.
All right. This sounds like a couple of high school kids with a podcast. I'm making fun of us.
Silver Fox Vinny.
Silver Foxy.
Yeah, it's funny. In all my years of studying all the different mob gangs around the area, Silver Fox was never one of the nicknames that ever came up.
Well, it's a very unique individual, Vinny.
How about
Velvet? They got Velvet Vinny.
Velvet Vinny.
What are you, Liberace?
You want a slice of Velvet Vinny?
I like Vinny the Gavel.
He's the Liberace of the criminal sect. Velvet Vinny. The Velvet Fog. That's you.
That'd be Mel Torme.
Well, Mel Torme or
Chris is reading us right now on the bus with the closed captions, which is awesome. I'm glad the closed captioning is working. I tried to activate it, and I never know if it actually is working. All right, we got 488 watching on. This is probably YouTube right now.
Wait a minute. Jessica's watching closing arguments for date night.
Smash it. Smash the like for the Silver Fox. Smash it for the Silver Fox. By the way, we have 1,200 total viewers right now, which is amazing.
Hey, Vinny, tell me about your new TV show, Vinnie Politan Investigates.
Yes.
Saturday mornings. Forget about Hanna-Barbera. No more Magilla Gorilla.
Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. No
Sigmund. 10 a.m.
No Sleep Stack.
Vinnie Politan Investigates at 10 o'clock. It's little half-hour shows where we take a look at some of the big stories and investigations, and we roll it out for you.
It's a half hour. You watch
half
that,
hour,
and then
so
you can watch Land of the Lost after that. Okay, and then you're perfect.
Yeah,
and then you can watch Witchy Poo for Mayor.
I love how Vinny never says her name; just says that woman. That woman. Should I not call her a woman anymore? What should I call her? Yeah, I just Ms. Backney. Ms. Backney, we can call her.
What I'm sorry, there, Silver Fox perfection. Okay, not everybody has got 2 ounces of body fat like you. Okay.
No, I got more than that. I need it because I have to put in my my insulin pump, so I can't just. I need a little something to put it in there so it doesn't hurt. I don't like pain.
Oh yeah, there's a mob guy for you.
Here's Deborah says, "How about just call her Baby Killer?" Lauren, hey, Lauren's here. Say hello to Lauren.
Hey, Lauren.
Lauren was on the show last night.
Really?
Yeah, private investigator down there in Florida. Yes. That's
Jonesy's mob name.
That thing.
What's my mob name?
That thing.
I'll have that thing take care of it for us.
Yeah, hey, go over there. We got that thing over there going to take care of you a couple, 2-3 times.
You know, all the wiretaps in the world with a handle like that, they'd never get me.
Oh,
All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to show. I feel bad. Jonesy keeps getting covered up by the comments, but
That's all right.
it's the way this works. This thing works. All right, we're going to go large. We're going to scare everybody now. We're going large. Here we are, large.
Ah!
Oh, this is it. You get to really see us. You get to
Yo,
really get a look at our face. All right. I think it's enough of that. Now these guys are small. See, now it looks like it's, you guys are just appearing. I got my little guys, little men in the boxes, little men in the little boxes, big men in the big box. And now we'll get back to, there we go, back to our normal broadcast. All right. What do we got here? What do we got? All right. We're almost out of time, guys.
Yeah.
Almost out of time because we have a definite out time today. So I'm just looking for another comment here. Patty likes the large. So we'll go large for Patty. Here we go.
Nice.
Large. We are large. Large and in charge.
All
right. Once again, smash that like, folks. It's a criming shame.
You going to court today? You have a tie on.
Yeah, I am. Actually, I got court at 11.
At 11? What are you charged with today?
I'll never tell. It's got a little action there. Got to go to court, take care of a couple, 2-3 things, move forward. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So let's wrap this up now. So once again, let's answer the questions ourselves. Will I watch the reality show? And I will be honest with everyone. I will watch it because I will report to you online so you don't have to watch it. I'll give you my take on it. Al, will you watch it?
No, I don't watch reality shows at all. So,
all right.
With the exception of Court TV, which was the original reality TV, which I have been blessed to be able to, work with Vinnie all those years. That's the only show I watch that's reality wise. The rest of it I stay away from, so that it's not going to happen. I won't be watching it.
Jonesy, will you be watching it?
I despise reality shows. I love Court TV. I agree with Al on that, but that's a different thing. That Court TV is truly reality. Reality shows aren't. However, I would probably tune into this program for the sake of research for this thing of ours called the Tangent.
Just remember, Vin, there's no reality without Al. Okay? So keep that in mind.
Oh, no. She was found not guilty again. Oh, my goodness. Flashbacks. Okay. Oh.
That would be the look I'd have if I was found not guilty of first-degree murder. That would be my look.
You're going to have when Lent
eating a bagel, just going, what? I would have had that look immediately. I said,
now the next you're going to have with a Hershey bar when Lent ends.
Will the LA Innocence Project get Scott Peterson a new trial? I say, no way, Jose. Al, what do you say?
Vinnie, it's good for business.
Absolutely not. Not going to happen.
Absolutely not. Jonesy, does he? Does he?
It would be good for business, if you know what I'm saying here on Court TV.
All right. Is Melanie Little in here? I can't find a comment. I don't know how to find a comment. Is she in here? Is she in here? I'm trying to find. The comments are just flying by so quick. I try to get as many folks on as possible. It's impossible because I got to talk at the same time. At some point, I'm going to hire someone just to do that. But anyway, thank you everyone for watching. Fantastic. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. The show is growing. The YouTube page is growing. Obviously, the Facebook page, we're getting close to 1 million on Facebook. So really grateful for all of that. And thank you for your support. Don't forget to watch me every night, 8 to 10 on Court TV, your front row seat to justice. That show's live every Monday night. Al is with us. And when things go down, when things go bad in Jersey, we bring in Jonesy as our roving reporter in Jersey. He covered that Springsteen case for us big time. So we'll see that. And then Jonesy, tell folks where they can hear you because you're on the radio all the time.
Yep.
I'm up and down the dial. The best way to find me probably is to go to the website glennjones.net. Glenn is with one N, as my mommy intended to be, and you'll be pointed in all the different directions and frequencies and so on.
And
so
on
forth.
X, I'm at Legal Weapon 3. So
Legal Weapon
Which is
3.
which is a very clever name.
Yeah.
thank you.
And by the way, it gives you an idea of just how poor Jonesy was growing up, that they could only afford one N on his name. But I mean, you come a long way, baby. So proud of you. So proud of both of you.
I bet you two had socks.
All right, we're gonna leave. We're gonna finish big. So say goodbye, Jonesy.
Goodbye, Jonesy.